jar.
Oh,
So,
geez, no.
all right. We'll see something about. So, what kind of truffle snack is it?
They are Linden truffles. Lindor
Oh,
truffles.
the truffle chocolates, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Flavor
Fancy
you
stuff.
pull.
Are we live right now, Dave?
Yeah, we're live now.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I
Why
like
aren't we popping
to.
up on my Steam Deck then?
Oh, you got a Steam Deck too, or Stream
Stream
Deck?
Deck. Stream Deck. Stream Deck.
Yeah.
There we are. I had to reboot you.
Can I go on a little early? We can chat for a bit before I ask my. Oh, speaking of which, I gotta get some of my questions out. I try like after my first one, I'm like, I'm gonna try to come up with questions ahead of time. I'm decent at just kind of you know on the fly. This way, I'm a little prepared.
That's fair.
Uh,
I have you up on the background. I'm gonna turn down this light on me. I'm bright as a tomato. There we are.
I got my streamlight ahead of me. So how'd your panels go at ASUN?
Very, very well. Standing room only. It was a busy show.
Oh, nice. Hi, Hangman's Girl. Hi, Jackie. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
So why Twitch had all these pop-up stuff. I'm like, everything I needed to see was being blocked. I'm like, this. Luckily, I can
Do you
see
like
it.
my new Extra Life shirt?
I dig it. I like the Skyline one. I think I
Yeah,
have
I
that
bought it at
somewhere.
ASIN actually. Yeah, I was pretty jazzed. I went to the booth Friday and I did I did 2 ticket donations for the game chair.
Yeah.
And somehow the t-shirts just didn't align with my vision for whatever reason. I just didn't notice them.
Yeah.
And then I went back on Saturday to go say hi to everybody and go meet the new set of people that were there.
Yeah.
And I get up there and I look down at the table. I'm like, we have t-shirts?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was gonna buy 2 of them, but only one was in my size because I really like the arcade design one too.
Yeah.
But this one was my number one choice.
I don't know if I
Oh,
can
thank you,
see it.
Jackie. I got it from a very wonderful leader in my Extra Life Guild, which I
Oh,
think is you, right?
which who'd you get it from?
Jackie.
Oh,
Oh, it
the
is
overlay.
Jackie.
Yes. I was like, wait a minute. I know. Arcade design T-shirts. A lot of people like the arcade design shirts. We were at
That one
C2E2.
was pretty rad, but
Yeah.
the Skyline one, man.
Hey, Vog, thank you very much for the follow and welcome.
Oh, hey, Vix. Thanks for
Um,
following Extra Life.
let's see. I need to catch up on anime. Like all this ASEN talks make me think like I need to catch up on. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're going to start in a few minutes. Just kind of, I'd like to give a little bit of time. There might be ads. I'm not sure how Twitch works sometimes. This is good. I did
Oh,
have
100%, Hangman.
a design file for the Skyline. Ooh, sweet.
Yeah, I would love that if I could turn it into a background because my brain moved in November today so we could start planning my game day because last year I tag team with Norm on one and then I ran a 12-hour one by myself on Black Friday that was incredibly successful.
I need to reach out to you guys. I want to do a Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed stream. I
Yes.
owe a Ghostbuster stream from last year. I was gonna wear my jumpsuit and all that.
Yes,
There's
that'd be great. I'm also want to run the RPG for Game Week just for Windy City Ghostbusters.
yeah.
So keep an eye on that.
I haven't played that game.
I ran it last year 4 times,
Yeah,
and that's how we raised 4,000 of my 5 grand.
nice.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I will be asking about that later too.
Oh, sure.
um, but yeah, it's a fun RPG, and if you ever need a player, I'm available. Definitely up for it.
Y yes.
Um, any intro questions from the chat? Otherwise, I did want to ask because I've watched some of your streams recently. When I How are you liking Dredge? I haven't followed up on that.
It is a little slow for me.
Okay,
Um, Not that that's a bad thing. It's
right.
I like a good slow build up sometimes. This one just seems like it's too much of a build up,
Yeah,
and I feel like some of the storytelling elements are hard to follow because everything is so broken up.
yeah. It's not like a full linear story, but
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just maybe wasn't expecting that from a small indie, fishing game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But other than that, it was a good atmosphere, good streaming game. I was going to finish it, but New Doom is out, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing post this stream. Yep.
Um, and I will share towards the end the link to your channel. Which then
Maybe
brings
you could stay live and raid me, Dave. That'd be great.
could do that. How to do that? Let me try to think. I usually try to do an icebreaker at the start of these things. I'm trying to think something I haven't asked on one of these streams. Um, okay, I actually did have a thought earlier today. I was like, sometimes like when you're just kind of like getting ready for the day, like thoughts come to your head. Thank you, Brainy. Right? Oh, hey, Dad. um, that's my dad. Um,
Aw.
when you're kind of getting ready and you're thinking, thoughts come to your head. So I did have a question for you. What is a game you played that you feel is maybe like more people should know about it or play it? Like a oh gosh, underrated game. I guess is the best. Like you feel like more people should check out. You have a game like that?
I do.
Yeah.
I have a very pretentious answer,
Okay.
and I have like a regular answer. Would you like my very pretentious answer first?
Sure.
Apple II Shuffle Puck Cafe.
Okay.
It's a variation of Pong, but on a 3D plane,
Okay.
and it is a black and white vector game, and it's the art style is absolutely stunning on it.
Hmm.
But it's like that's what we had back in the days, and I always try to recommend something for somebody to go play like an older game. I'd be like, go find that. It's a lot of fun. Shufflepuck Cafe.
Yeah.
And then something just a little bit newer than that is I feel like as the series progresses, people forget about the originals. The Paper Mario series,
Oh
Paper
yeah.
Mario 64 in particular, is one that I don't think many people talk about.
I have not. I've only played the Paper Mario on the Wii. I think that was Super Paper Mario. Um, my dad said Pong was his first game. But we did pick up the remaster remake of Thousand Year Door. So I think once I finish Baldur's Gate 3, maybe that'll be the next game I play. But for everyone who's just joining, hi, I am Dave. I go by Aero-84 as my handle. Pronouns he, him. And I'm like the digital events coordinator here for the Extra Life Chicago Guild. So coming up with these kind of streams. And today I am joined by Bob from Bob After Dark, who's recently joined our guild leadership team. This is your second year fundraising. If you could tell our group about yourself, I'd like them to get a little introduction.
Oh, sure. Funny enough, by the way, as we're doing this episode,
Hmm.
it is my 1 year anniversary of signing up for
Hey.
Extra Life Chicago that we're doing this stream literally today.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I,
I found the memory popped up in my Facebook today, and I remember I texted you because I was nervous about approaching the table, and you're
oh,
like, just go do it.
interesting.
And I did, and I met Mel, she signed me up, and here I am now. But anyway, hey there, everybody. I'm Bob. I am a paranormal podcaster and radio talk show host. I talk about legends, lore, and the supernatural, things that go bump in the night, lights in the sky, weird cryptid stories. And I'm like those guys you see on TV, except I have a sense of humor. When I'm not Bob After Darking, I do a lot of charity work, specifically for children's hospitals because, I mean, I'll get to that, I guess, if you ever wanted it, that backstory. But I used to do a lot of cosplaying with the Windy City Ghostbusters, raising money for La Rabita's Children's Hospital and South Shore Ghostbusters for Shriners Children's Hospital back in the day. Um, but like as I've gotten older, the Ghostbuster teams are great and it's fine. Everybody's still functioning and raising good money, but I wanted my Bob After Dark platform to go for something good, you know? It's my full-time career, so um I didn't have anything for that platform. I was Ghostbuster Bob, but Bob After Dark has all these fans. What could I do? And, Extra Life is one of those staples in convention culture as I am a con kid, been for a very long time. And I always remember seeing the Extra Life booths at cons, and I really, really, really wanted to be a part of that 24-hour gaming stream thing. I was it was like a really cool, like nerdy, like Olympics or something, if that makes sense.
It's a marathon of
And so
gaming.
I'll go on.
I said it's a marathon of gaming, so yeah,
Yeah.
perfect makes sense.
I so I joined in the moment excuse me. I joined in the moment and here I am a year later. So I guess is that a good introduction?
That is a great introduction. And just as like another introduction, what game like name us a couple games you're enjoying playing at the moment.
Oh, I'm really hoping I get to enjoy Doom the Dark Ages after this stream. Because I'll be streaming that on my channel. Um, which I hope you come and raid me. Everybody can come watch me play Doom the Dark Ages. Other games I was playing recently, Dredge was up as we talked about. What have I been playing lately? That's a great question. I've been playing a little League of Legends just kind of in my free time. I don't stream that one. I tried before and it's a little much for me. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 a little bit here and there.
Same.
Um, but I play a lot of retro games on my channel. That's primarily what I do. A lot of retro spooky games.
Nice.
Yeah.
And retro kind of leads me into kind of the first things of getting to know you. I like to ask the people that join, what would you say? Like for me, uh, I remember my first video game experience was kind of like as a kid. My uncle came to stay with us and brought his Nintendo over. I want to say like Super Mario Brothers was my first game, and that's how I started playing video games. What would if you could tell us kind of like what your video game origin story is? Like, do you remember how you got into
I
gaming? Who got you into gaming?
It was the way back ago of the early 1990s.
Mhm.
I I had a little what I call now, or I think the newer generations call little brother core.
Okay.
That was
Uh,
me, right? Or they have older brother core and they show like what the older brother's room would look like in the early 2000s, but mine was the early 90s.
yeah.
I was a little brother to two other siblings. My sister wasn't really big into gaming, but my brother was.
Mhm.
He had a Super Nintendo and it was I remember really, really being into watching him play Super Mario World specifically. There were other games. Rocco's Modern Life is a really vague memory. Um, Geez, more will come to me as we progress, but the big
Yeah.
one was Super Mario World, and I remember being in my older brother's room in the basement watching him play Super Mario World, and that's some of my earliest memories I have, like, period, like, when I was, like, 3, 4 years old,
Yeah.
and that was my first video game I ever played.
You have besides like Super Mario World, uh, and I know you like to stream some retro games. Are there games that you played as a kid that you still like? I know like you play retro games on your Twitch channel. Are there retro like games that you grew up with that you still enjoy now?
Yes, Super Mario World, I revisit once a year. Paper Mario 64, I revisit as much as I possibly can. Um, yeah.
Choices. I feel like Mario games like 2D platform like I shouldn't say all 2D platformers, but a lot of 2D platformers I feel like they stand up pretty well just because of like a lot of it was game design and like those graphics still I think hold up a little bit better than polygonal, but that's me. Like sometimes it's hard to revisit PlayStation 1 and 64 depending on the game on those systems and all that. Um and I guess and we've kind of talked about a lot of the things that I want to ask you about. Um and we met. So I have pictures going back like a decade now of you and me.
Yes.
Yeah. For over the years, our like groups have kind of got like parallel kind of. Yeah, our circles just never quite met that Venn diagram, but um, we've met before in previous times, and I have pictures and video of you at the Extra Life booth with the Windy City
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. And one of the questions I'd like to know is, as someone who's kind of just recently joined the Windy City Ghostbusters, tell us about like what Windy City Ghostbusters is and how you became involved.
So the Windy City Ghostbusters is a 501c3 charity,
Mhm.
based in the Chicagoland area. Um, we do events from Northwest Indiana sometimes all the way up through to the Wisconsin border at times, and everything in between. Dress like the Ghostbuster characters from the movies and, raise money for charity. We do like children's birthday parties, corporate events, movie theater premieres, things like that, dress up and movie accurate costumes and we go out and we have a good time and raise money. I've been doing it now for 11 years.
And I know I forget how long the group's been around because I first met
About
the group in 2015, about when I met them.
2013,
Okay.
I believe. Yes, 2023.
And then as you kind of alluded to, and having joined Extra Life last year, um, I'd like to know, as some other members of the Windy City Ghostbusters have also joined Extra Life, um, how have you, like, just for anyone who hasn't seen some of your streams, if you'd like to let people know how you've kind of incorporated busting ghosts and Extra Life, because I think it's pretty cool.
So in my life, I try to take advantage of parts of one hobby and be able to put it into another, kind of mixing that up a little bit. And regardless of me being as active or not active as a Ghostbuster now, I um I will always be known as being a Ghostbuster. There's no question about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people that know me in the community, so it's one of those things where it's like a good chunk of my fan base are Ghostbusters for Bob After Dark. A good people I know in my life are also Ghostbusters. So why not incorporate that into my extra life now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So I how do I say? Sorry, I'm
No, you're good.
drawing a blank on how to word this.
All
I
good.
wanted to mix the two together to where I can have a good relationship with both and to where I can use my experience from one and put it into the other. For example, running events for Ghostbusters, let me take that and put it into Extra Life as well. So that's but my big one, and I think you're alluding to, is the Ghostbusters tabletop RPG sessions, correct?
That is a little bit of it. Yep.
Yep. So last year I ran 4 or 5 of the old school Ghostbusters D6 system online on Twitch, and the entire Ghostbusters community got together and excuse me, and would sit there and donate to my streams and whatnot.
I remember some of us were able to make it out. For anyone who may have not seen your stream before, you did one stream from one of the coolest locations I've ever been, which is a the Ghostbusters Speakeasy out of Wonderverse, Sony's Wonderverse out in Oakbrook.
Yes,
And for anyone
we'll be
who hasn't
returning there.
been there, you guys were, because I got to sit in the room. It was pretty cool. Um, just to paint the picture a little bit, it's a little restaurant, like dark colors, but the room you were in was set up as like the containment unit room with
Yes.
a kind of a working containment unit. I think the light would change from red to
Yeah, it's
green.
it's and you can move the lever up and down. You can't open up the doors, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool prop.
yeah. So it really, I felt like set the mood really great for your RPG session. And a bunch of us extra lifers and Ghostbusters got to hang out at Wonderverse and watch it being broadcast all around the restaurant. Like it kind of felt like an esports event for RPGs.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We raised $2,000 that night.
So
That
I
was pretty cool, man.
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this next one we have coming up for the new Extra Life event I'm running.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? I know you've shared with some of us in the guild, but for anyone who may not be aware.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the graphic here and I'm not seeing it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so Extra Life Expanded is a new project we have going on that I've kind of started building. Uh One thing that I heard about going into Extra Life was the Extra Life United. That was the name of it, correct?
Yeah.
This big convention where all the extra lifers would get together from all over the country and kind of like hang out and do stuff, right? But this year it's changed to an invite only event, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I'm curious if we can still develop Extra Life as a community like what I've seen in Ghostbusters. So my pitch was creating something in the Midwest for Extra Life Expanded, and Sony Wonderverse was great enough to be willing to host us. And that's I'm gonna be doing the Ghostbusters tabletop RPG session there,
Oh,
which was gonna be a really cool experience. Yeah, so June 21st, 2025, 6 p.m. Central, $30 a ticket. Gets you a non-alcoholic drink, buffet, and a play card for the arcade. And $5 from every ticket goes back to Extra Life and Lori's Children's Hospital.
it's already on my calendar. I was actually trying to pull it up in case you need me to reference the info. So thank you
By the
very
way,
much.
I'm apologizing for clearing my throat, everybody. I ran out of water.
Oh
So
no.
I'm I ran out of water right before the stream and
Oh
my
no.
mouth went dry. And I'm like, uh-oh.
You need a
So
moment to get
pardon
some
me.
more, or are you good?
I'm good. Don't worry
Okay.
about me. I'm just apologizing to everybody.
Um, and kind of going back to this is year two for you of Extra Life, and kind of what you mentioned about bringing your experience from Windy City Ghostbusters and a lot of other projects you've worked on. You have joined us as guild advisor leadership role. Um, if you wouldn't mind letting everyone know kind of what your role is and the what you'll be doing for this year as well.
So when I joined Extra Life, there were opportunities I saw that I thought we could really take really good advantage of, and we can um, go to events and table at different places other than just a convention. Because there's things that pop up all over the greater Chicagoland area, uh, like the last year it was the Museum of Writing had a video game script exhibit, which was, something completely different. Things like that. I'm like, man, if we can get people together, set up a table at these types of events, we pitch who we are, we pitch what we do, and collect money on site for Extra Life. It's a cool way to raise money, and it's a really good way of building community within Extra Life. And that was my goal: is building community amongst the players and building community amongst the different groups and different ideologies. Like what I've seen in Ghostbusters, I've learned so much from the different people in that community that aren't just in my group in Windy City.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take that, what I've learned from Windy City, and put it towards Extra Life, because there's things I'm sure I can learn from other guilds and other people, other players, because not everybody's a part of a guild. There's a lot of solo players too. But I would love to see more community. And so that's my goal as the guild advisor, is to be doing community type events. And I've ran one so far, and it was a pretty decent success for the first time going.
Yeah.
And now the big one's going to be the Extra Life Expanded.
Um, yeah. I was out for. I think you were talking about Free Comic Book Day.
Yes.
Yeah. So for anyone who didn't know, we Extra Life, the Guild, and Windy City Ghostbusters kind of teamed up for Free Comic Book Day, which for anyone who's not familiar is it's kind of like a national event to kind of get people to come out to the local comic shops, pick up some free comics, hopefully spend some more money. But we had a table. I was at the Naperville location. It was Andersonville, correct? At
Yes.
at the Graham Crackers, and we had a setup like at the Naperville booth table. We had like one of the members brought their Lego firehouse, like basically like the firehouse and Ectos. And we had a really good fundraiser out on a beautiful day out in Naperville. I got sunburnt because I didn't think
Oh,
to put on
no.
sunscreen, but it was a beautiful day for it. And little randomness, I got is it like I took the pledge? Is that I joined officially? I guess is the term, right?
You
I'm
get
a
inducted
I got inducted to the
as a
Ghostbusters.
full member.
Um, so yeah, I'm excited for more events where we can, because I think you kind of touch upon something there. I kind of want to expand on is talking with other extra lifers and things you talked about is just like uh, meeting gamer, because I feel like there's all kinds of gamers. There's board gamers. There's video gamers. You got your hardcore. You got your fighting community. You got your
And you have the casual, like, comfy gamer market
yeah,
as well. Things like Animal Crossing are super popular even then, you know what I'm saying? And that's
yeah.
not in any different kind of category.
And I think the cool part is like you don't know where you might meet some of those people. Um, you could meet them at say like a I don't know why I just thought of like a punk rock because I love punk rock, not punk music, but like a record store day or something like that. So it's cool to kind of as video gamers check out these basically kind of meeting gamers or people who are. We met a lot of people who just knew who Lurries was. They weren't familiar with Extra Life either, so it's really cool to kind of build out the community as well as like bringing more people in to the community from places they may have not met us before. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited about that, and excited for June 21st, 6 p.m.
Yes.
Excited for that. And then uh, another aspect you kind of talked about was Bob After Dark is your
Yes.
podcast show, and I would, for anyone who's not heard your show before, would you mind giving kind of like anyone who hasn't heard your show, like how would you just like would you describe it for them?
Okay. So you watch those paranormal TV shows on TV, right?
Yeah,
Like, I'm not going to mention any by name, but you know the ones like the with the paranormal investigators,
yeah,
or the shows that kind of talk about spooky stuff. I'm like that, except I have a bit of a sense of humor about it. I tell, stories, legends, lore, and supernatural, weird cryptid stories. I know I've already kind of said that at the beginning. It's just kind of the synopsis that equals my introduction to, I guess. Talk about all those kinds of things. And I put those stories to in an audio format to where people could listen to me telling these stories about, anything kind of spooky, ghost stories, cryptids, haunted locations, weird lore, whatever it
yeah.
might be. And I kind of tell the story, and we find humor in these types of things, me and my producer Count Panic. And every week we cover the weird spooky news of the week, which is where I go digging around the internet for just really bizarre esoteric news articles, and weird advances that borderline on science fiction-y type things. So that's my show in a nutshell. About runs about an hour, comes out usually every week. Um, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's on. Where can they find it? It's Bob After Dark on platforms, correct?
Yes. Bob After Dark can be found wherever you listen to podcasts at.
So like the YouTube, Spotify, the iTunes. I'm like trying to
Yep.
remember where.
Any place somebody listens to a good podcast, they can find Bob After Dark.
Cool. And you also have a Twitch channel for your.
I do. Bob After Dark plays. I play retro spooky games and just spooky games in general. Tonight I'm going to be ripping and tearing into Doom, though. It's modern, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Bob After Dark plays.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
thank you so much for
You're
the shout out in the
you're
chat.
welcome. Um, as someone, it's okay. This is gonna be like, uh, one of those like I always try to come up with ideas. This is honestly probably the podcast I've been trying to start for many years. So, it just kind of took a while to find a topic I wanted to do. Uh, how what because knowing that you've done Ghostbusters for a while, what I guess inspired to start Bob After Dark? How did you?
So, Bob After Dark originated in a very interesting way.
Hmm,
Live streaming hit Facebook for the very first time.
yeah,
And I've always was fascinated by the concept of live streaming. I used to do little skit shows on Stickam, if you remember that one, Stickam. And I was fairly popular on there back in the day for, what I was doing, just this nerdy little talk show on there. And Facebook did it. So
yeah,
the first night it came out, I decided to do this show called Bob After Dark. And I didn't talk about ghosts. I didn't talk about supernatural things. I talked about ghostbustery news. I was talking
okay,
about nerdy movie stuff, comic book stuff, whatever came to my mind, is what I would watch, but or talk about, I should say.
yeah,
Fast forward, I had the local radio station, Count Panic, my producer. I knew him in real life prior to him being my producer, and I knew he worked at WJOB, the local radio show. And he came to me and we were talking about this Bob After Dark thing because it was kind of blowing up.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people listening, like weekly. People were looking forward to me doing this Bob After Dark show. And um sorry, I lost my train of thought
Oh,
there.
you're good.
But anyway, no, so we did this Bob After Dark thing, and he comes to me and he's like, "We should do a radio show." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, it sounds good." And then I said, "We should definitely do this." But I knew I had to get it focused.
Right.
I couldn't do just a nerdy show because everybody does a nerdy show. You know what I'm saying?
I
Um,
like I said, it took me a while to find something that was like a little different from. So there's a lot of nerdy shows out there.
exactly. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, what else do I know? I'm not a sports person.
Hmm.
Um, it is not my cup of tea. I couldn't tell you the first thing about anything. Disc golf, wrestling, those I know.
Yeah.
That's about it. Um, but I knew ghost stories, right? I knew about the paranormal. And that dates back to when I was a little kid. There was a show called Unsolved Mysteries. Do you remember that show? Maybe chat
I
remembers that show.
who was the original host? It
Robert Stack.
from sorry, my that's where my connection is because Robert Stack, I believe, was what was his name in Transformers? That's where my brain goes. He was supposed to take over the Matrix of Leadership. Sorry, I diverge, but I know
You're
Robert Stack.
okay.
Oh,
That's
Airplane.
interesting because I couldn't tell you one thing Robert Stack was in other than Unsolved Mysteries.
My dad says Airplane.
Airplane. Oh yeah, that is correct.
I'm gonna just verify, but continue. Sorry, Unsolved Mysteries.
So Unsolved Mysteries used to it was I'll explain what it was if nobody ever saw it. It had a theme song that used to terrify me, and I think it terrified a lot of us early 90s kids. Um Robert Stack hosted the show that was mostly true crime stuff, and they would do really um r- like really heavily produced reenactions of crimes.
Yeah.
And they would put that out on TV to see if they can solve a mystery. A lot of cold cases. Uh, and then they also did like feel good stuff, like what do I mean by that? Feel good moment stuff like adoptions, long lost family kind of episodes. But if you were lucky, they would do a ghost story. And one of the earliest episodes I remember, well, they did more than just ghost stories, alien stuff, cryptids. They did they did episodes like that, but it wasn't common. Um, but man, the one episode I remember watching was the Resurrection Mary episode, which is the most popular ghost story of Chicagoland.
Bach- that's not Bachelor's Grove, is it?
No, Bachelor's Grove would be the cemetery. Resurrection Mary is the character from Resurrection Cemetery out there
Oh,
in Justice, Illinois.
that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I was just like for anyone of the area who has heard it. If you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit of, it's been a while since I've heard the Resurrection Mary. Oh, Christy
Oh, sure. This is
said
a
she worked
classic
there.
story. Um, so the story goes one night at a ballroom on the south side of Chicago, a young man was having a little drink and he met himself a young lady and they started dancing, but she was really cold to the touch and she was really soft spoken but beautiful, long flowing blonde hair and a white dress. It was the O. Henry Ballroom, by the way. Story goes that they were dancing the night away and she needed a ride back to her house on Archer Avenue. Um, we believe the stories these days would say that she was going to the back of the yards, but it was not that neighborhood initially, and I can't remember now which one it was, but it doesn't matter. But she lived down Archer Avenue, and she would like a ride home, and the young man said, "Sure, I'll take you a ride." So he was giving her a ride home when all of a sudden she just said, "Hey, you can stop here." And he looks, and it's at the entrance of the Resurrection Cemetery. He's like, "Stop here? Why?" She's, "Yeah, we're nowhere near your house." She's like, "No, no, no, you could just stop here." She got out of the car, and he looked, she disappeared. He realized that she left her scarf behind the next day in his car, and he remembered where she lived, so he decided to go drive to her place to go drop off her scarf. When he got there, he knocked on the door, and there was an older woman that answered. And he said, "Hi, is Mary home?" And this woman looked at him, and she was pretty disgruntled. She's like, "How dare you? Mary's been dead for 5 years." And he's like, "No." He sees a picture behind her, and he points, and he says, "That's her. That's Mary." And she's like, "I know, that was my daughter. She died 5 years ago." And thus the beginnings of the stories of the lady in white walking down Archer Avenue in the Justice area of Chicago on the south side.
I remember hearing that story like back in high school and stuff. Little little ghost story for everyone, and also it brought back memories of reading. For anyone else who grew up with this book series, scary stories that tell in the dark. I love.
Oh my goodness, I have not thought about those in a very long
Oh no,
time.
they live rent free in my head. I used to buy
I
those at the.
remember the cover of the guy smoking the corncob pipe, the skeleton thing.
Yep, yep. Those images just. I used to buy those books at the little book fair that they'd have in my grade school. Um, so thank you for giving us a little ghost story, and I feel like a little preview of Bob After Dark for anyone who hasn't checked out the podcast or the Twitch channel. Be sure to give a follow, and I'll post a link later. Um, I know Goosebumps too, a little bit. Goosebumps, I feel like, is a little lighthearted.
It was for the kiddies.
Trying to think. And also, before I forget, if anyone has questions they'd like me to relay for Bob, please feel free to put them in the chat.
Oh yes, please. Joking, I would like to say I like to hear the sound of my own voice. So you are welcome to ask questions away.
Yeah.
I would love to answer.
Um, Christy gave me one question to ask you. One, one was a joke, but the real question I will ask is, we think we know the answer for Bob After Dark and your stories. Who is a guest you'd love to have on your podcast? You freeze? Oh, there you are.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan
No, I'm
Aykroyd.
here. Dan Aykroyd. There's no question about it. I mean, he was Ray Stantz in Ghostbusters, but if people don't know, Dan Aykroyd grew up in a paranormal life. He studied the occult. He did paranormal investigations. His grandfather wrote books on the paranormal. Dan Aykroyd's written books on the paranormal. I've been on TV specials and the whole nine. I desperately want to interview Dan Aykroyd about the paranormal. Desperately. And yeah, maybe somebody can make that happen in this chat. I've been trying for years, 5 years. I've been trying to get Dan Aykroyd to come on my show. I've come close a couple times. I've come close, but
Cross fingers.
yeah,
That would
I've
be
always wanted to talk to him about it.
that'd be a great interview because my understanding, is I'm a movie nerd, Ghostbuster nerd. It was Dan Aykroyd kind of came up with the original premise of Ghostbusters, slightly based off of like his family, right? Like their understanding of
Yes.
the paranormal. And I think it was like kind of Ivan Reitman and Harold Ramis are the ones who kind of like they punched it up a little bit to make it more of the comedy aspect because I think he wanted to go a little bit more serious, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. So yeah. Also random movie I got to shout out that's like slightly Ghostbusters adjacent. I think it was supposed to be a Ghostbusters movie, but Evolution. I feel like it's an underrated movie.
It was supposed to be Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah, which is a
Yep.
video game. Uh,
Yes.
like it's like unofficially, but officially the third Ghostbusters story is that 2009. I'll say it was the 360 PS3 Ghostbusters game. Can't remember. I've played it so many times though. My dad said saw him when I was young when they were filming Blues Brothers at Marquette Park. Oddly enough, I worked with the cinematographer for Blues Brothers. I've seen some
How
like
fun is that?
behind the scenes like pictures posted on Facebook a couple times. Um, Another question I think we both had, or I can't remember if Chrissy said it or I said it. Um, and I will get the naming right. If you had to pick favorite cryptid, which would it be and why?
Mothman.
Mothman. Okay,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
jokingly ask Bob, "Why are you the Mothman?"
Oh, yeah, I am not. Let me deny the rumors real quick on the extra live stream. I am not the Mothman. I am not a Mothman. I am not the Mothman. I'm not the Mothman.
Just asked, "Do you know the Mothman?"
The
Mothman man.
Mothman man who
Can
lives
I?
in
Oh, sorry, bro.
Pleasant, uh, Point Pleasant. I was trying to come up with something clever because she was doing the Muffin Man,
Yeah,
but I failed epically there.
from Drury Lane.
Yeah,
Can I ask why the Mothman?
I um, I find his whole premise really interesting. He's not necessarily like this evil entity unless you buy into the idea that he was the one that caused the bridge to collapse in Point Pleasant. Um, I like the idea of him having the red eyes. I think that's really scary and spooky and the premonitions of bad things to come. I believe it's probably isn't the place to, say that one, but the Mothman was the first thing I ever encountered when I was doing my paranormal investigations that I couldn't answer. And it was actually one of the most interesting experiences in my life was seeing the Mothman when I did. Um, I was one of the Chicago witnesses, and pretty cool thing to be able to say that out loud.
Yeah. Um,
Thanks for following, Lord Megatron.
yeah. Oh, going back to Robert Stack. Robert Stack played Ultra Magnus in the 1986 Transformers. I had to look it up. I think mine would be Loch Ness would be considered a cryptid, right?
Yeah, Nessie, Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, that's one I've always been fascinated with because it's like, oh, it's Eggman. Hey, Eggman. Um,
Hey, Eggman.
I think because Nessie reminded me of a dinosaur in ways, and I've always been obsessed with dinosaurs since I was a kid. So I always hope there. Loch Ness is still like the cryptid. I hope we find I hope we find evidence at some point that maybe it didn't live in Loch Ness, but maybe there was like a Nessie out there somewhere. That's my
Somewhere.
hope. That's my hope. And then Skinwalkers.
Yeah, that's the scary stuff.
Yeah. It also reminds me of the show Supernatural.
Yes.
I love that
Yes.
show.
Was big influence on my life. Massive influence on my life.
For anyone who I think season one of Supernatural is still my favorite because it had like the X Files monster.
Yes.
Um, and then kind of bringing cryptids into gaming. Um, my recommendation, but I've only played one version of it. Have you played the game Horrified?
Yes, the cryptid one I've played.
You played the American one?
Yes, I own the American one. I play tested it at Gen Con years ago when I first came out and I got a copy. I haven't played it since, but I own a copy.
Yeah, I have the uh call it, the
To answer your
original
question,
Horrified.
Megatron, Wendigo is the answer to that.
Now, Wendigo the myth or Wendigo from the Marvel comics? Just kidding.
Wendigo, the folklore creature, the cryptid from Algonquin folklore.
Okay. I know they're different. I just was like, I can random. It's one of those random things where I thought Wendigo was a Marvel character before I knew it was like a cryptid.
Sure.
Uh, also love the X. Were you a big X Files fan growing up?
To gonna be honest with you,
Yeah.
I've only seen half of the first season. Don't know why.
Oh.
I really enjoy it. I enjoyed watching it, but my partner was one who really wanted me to get
What?
into it, so I tried, but it's one of those things I plan on watching the entirety of.
Uh, so also sometimes it's hard to go back. Some of those older shows are a bit slower, so I feel like do one at a time. I tried binge watching them, but they don't flow like that.
Yeah.
Um, and any more questions from the chat? Anything you have coming, extra life related that you want to let people? I know we talked about June 21st. Is there anything else you want to? Oh, anything else coming up? I do have questions I do want to ask you after that. I think.
Oh, you're fine. I have 2 panels at Gen Con, or actually, technically, I have 4 panels at Gen Con, or
Oh,
3.
can
3.
you let
Technically
people
3.
know what you got there?
Yep, I'm hosting a tabletop RPG with the Circle City Ghostbusters out of Indianapolis.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna be running a 1-hour session with the people, and we're going to, I'm gonna play the Ghostbusters table RPG, and people paid to do that. I think it was $25 a ticket, and we between myself and Jacob, we sold out. Jacob Bartlett, the graphic designer of Circle City. He, uh, he also is playing a game. He's gonna host a game, so both of us combined, we sold out yesterday, and we
Nice.
raised $200 for Extra Life
Oh,
just
that's great.
like that.
That's awesome. Um, Gen Con, for anyone who hasn't been to Gen Con, it's a very big convention, but there's so many
It's
people.
not even a convention, it's a just it
That's
I don't even know the word for it anymore. Festival.
yeah, I
It's the biggest thing of its kind.
like 200,000 or something like that,
Yep.
and it's international. I went in 2018, and people are like playing games all day. Like the people are playing like in hotel lobbies. One of the hotels, not even like with Gen Con, just they have like a ballroom open. It is a celebration of all the tabletop. That's a good way to point it. I even to get a pin, I played Hearthstone because I was big into Hearthstone at the time, and they actually had a Hearthstone set up at Gen Con. Um, okay, so the questions I thought of, well, we're Bob. Oh, we are going to 2D Con, and I will tell you more about it later. It might be of interest to you.
Okay.
But my question is, this is year 2 for you. Um,
Yes.
for anyone who is thinking about joining Extra Life or new to Extra Life, what are some things that you've kind of learned in your fundraising or just being a part of Extra Life? What are things you'd like to let people who are interested in joining or haven't, yeah, just kind of like interested but not sure about joining, or people who are new? What are some things you'd like to share about like year 1, now year 2 of Extra Life, your experience with it?
Sky's the limit. Don't be intimidated. Um, don't be scared of trying different things. For me, the if you would have told me I would have raised $5,000 my first year, I would have dropped dead, you know. Um, I would have been I wouldn't even have known what to done, if you would have told me I was gonna raise 5 grand by myself. Like, I had people helping me. Yeah, obviously the people donated and the people playing with me, but the stuff I orchestrated raised $5,000, and that just blew my mind. Playing games of all things, like Ghostbusters, a tabletop RPG. Uh, Big deal, you know?
Yeah, that's great, and congrats on that. Um, what is something from year that kind of like experience of year one that you're like maybe didn't know of, or looking back that you're like, okay, here's something for year two, like either for your, like, say for your marathon day, like what's something from your first year that you're like, you may do the same or maybe do differently, like what's some maybe like key things from your marathon that you'd like maybe share with people. Mine's always like making sure having good food and like water, or staying hydrated is usually my tips. What's something you'd share with someone for their marathon day?
I didn't make it my full 24 hours my first year.
That's
Um,
okay.
oh no, man. I made it about 13, 14 hours,
Yeah.
and it was rough. I made up for it and did my 12-hour stream on Black Friday that was really popular, and I'm gonna do that again this year. That's the plan at least, because that was a blast.
I think if I can kind of bounce off of that, something I'd like to let people know, it's okay if you don't do 24 hours all at once. It's hard. I think like the last time I did 24 or tried to do 24 hours, like 13, 14 hours in, I was like starting to fall asleep. I was missing notifications of donations, and I didn't realize my microphone was mute. It's just like after a while, I was so tired I could not focus on like trying to stream and stuff. So I like to let people know, if you find yourself so tired that you can't do it all at once, just it's okay. Like Bob and I did, like you can make the time up another time.
Yeah, I
Um,
did 2 12s this year. I'm going to plan because we don't have a set game day this year. We have game week.
yeah,
So I'm going to do something during game week, but my big one's going to be my Black Friday 12-hour Saturday morning cartoon streams. So that was majorly successful.
I remember tuning, and I like doing my game day a different day because I like to watch people do theirs. I think we were
This
like,
year I might make it more of a spectator sport, but
okay,
we'll see.
yeah,
But if I do it this year, I'm gonna plan to throw on some public access, not public access, public domain horror movie.
uh,
Because one of the things I do is I host horror movies on my channel on occasion, and I'll throw maybe during the late peak hours, I'll throw on some movies and catch a nap.
that's not a bad idea.
No,
Or you could do like a commentary. Like we were at Midwest Gaming Classic and we saw Jonah Ray from Mystery Science Theater did one, like his Mystery Science Theater riffing on infomercial for the Atari Jaguar. Like this like 30-minute, like it was like an infomercial for like I think like almost like late night TV. Like you can order now, or if you ran a store, like order your machines now. Yeah, it was great. Um, Also, I have something that see if I can hopefully show on stream. I might have to turn off the background on my stuff.
Yo,
light. Okay, there we go. So it's coming up a little backwards, but we got an award from National that we are one of the top raising Extra Life teams from 2024.
that makes me so proud.
Yeah, so I wanted to just kind of share it. It's a cool design. It's very reflective. It's getting a lot of
That
light
is,
from my cam there. So I wanted to share it. Uh, so yeah, I think that's a different background. It's fine. So yeah, I want to be sure because like I found the virtual background, it kept like getting blurry. So yeah, I wonder if I can look up. I came super prepared. I'm afraid if I open up a browser tab, I was like, I should have looked up how much we raised last year. I don't know if Jackie's still in the chat or if someone else. We have a couple of team members in chat. If you can pull that up. Um, is there anything you want to let people know about, Bob? Anything? I know we talked about June 21st. And some other events that are coming up. Is there anything else you want to share for our chat?
this being my 1 year anniversary of being part of Extra Life, I just want to say thank you for telling me to get involved with the gentle pushes.
I'm glad you could join us.
Yeah, it changed a lot to me and it was a lot of fun. Um, I'm really looking forward to my next year and my plans for the remainder of the year for game day, game week, and the After Dark Saturday morning cartoon game day. I'm gonna be streaming after this, which you should come and raid me, Dave.
I plan to. I just threw up in the chat. I threw a link to Bob's channel. I'm guessing you gotta switch over so I can let you go and I can ramble
Yep.
and maybe take questions. So thanks for joining us, Bob, and looking
Oh,
forward
thank you. I
to
really appreciated it.
more things and glad to have you a part of the guild now.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys come watch me play Doom now.
All right. You take care, Bob. Let's see. I gotta figure out how to get rid of this stuff. We'll just leave it. Because I can't figure it out technically. Um, so yeah, if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer them while we have a moment. And we're gonna raid over to Bob's channel in just a moment here. Let's see, what else do we have? We have June 28th. We are going to be doing a June 28th is our planned schedule for the 4th. I'll say this is the 4th Extra Life Chicago virtual Pride Parade. We are getting details together on that, as well as for people to sign up as streamers. We have, for anyone who's a part of the guild or hasn't joined the guild, I highly recommend signing up. We have volunteer opportunities for the hospital. We have conventions coming up. We will be at Anime Magic, Fan Expo Chicago. And if Emily's in chat, I need to talk to my. That'd be awesome, Lord Megatron. I need to make a Discord command for this. That reminds me. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, be sure to follow us. I think you can put the link tree in the chat, Hangman Girl. Our link tree has a lot of the info for our joining our social medias, Discord, signing up. Lord Megatron, we'd love to have more events being at local comic shops. If anyone has a store they'd like to recommend or might be interested in having some Extra Life events, that's great. And let's see. I'm just waiting for the ad break to finish, but looks like Bob is getting ready to stream. Um, anything else I'm missing? Hangman's Girl, Jackie. I feel like we've covered so many events, and we have more posts. We've been a little quiet. I feel like we've had a lot coming up, and just after we had our Extra Life Chicago gaming convention, that it feels like we're still playing catch up, or I'm playing catch up. So we have the virtual Pride Parade next month, July. We will have a panel that I'm working on with some other guild advisors. So we'll be back for another stream then. Yeah. So it looks like Bob is live. I think he's just getting set up now, probably getting water. No, I could use and well, we wait for Bob to go live. What's everybody playing these days? I am playing Baldur's Gate 3 on the PS5 because I just I like being able to sit on the couch and play my video games these days. I'm at a computer all day. It's hard to sit. Bingo. There you go. Should go to Singo. If anyone's ever been to like music bingos, those are always fun. So Emily mentioned a little to the left. The game that would be fun to play. Brainy Writer mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 as well as he plays Warcraft. WoW. I'm playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. And all the video games. Here. Well, it looks like, yep, Swatter. I've been playing Fortnite on Switch every now and again. Not much of a gamer. That's okay. Uh, I mean, the important part with being on Extra Life, you're raising money for a good cause. So, it looks like stream's starting to set up. So I'm going to send a raid over to Bob. And once again, thank you everyone for hanging out. I am Dave. I can be found at, I'll put my Twitch channel. I try to stream on Saturday, like afternoons. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic lately, as I'm hooked on that game again. And I'd like to sign off by saying, think about what we put in the world, make it a better place. Everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Let's do Puppy power.